Hi, my name is Eleanor Howlett and I'm a fantasy writer. I'm currently working on my first new adult fantasy novel, which I intend to start querying soon so that I can hopefully get it traditionally published. But in the meantime, I really want to work on a series that I want to self-publish, and I have been dying to work on this series for so long. So in this video, I'm going to write the skeleton plan of the first novel in the planned series, and I can't wait. A little bit about this series first. It is a fantasy series, of course. It has vampires in it. It has 5 main female characters. There will be romance between vampires, but also romance between humans. And it's gonna be pretty epic. I have already started planning this series. So yes. In this book, I started planning this series like a couple years ago. In this planning session today, I need to figure out, where does the story start? What happens in the middle? Where does it end? What are the main subplots? I need to work through all of that today. Okay, so I'm gonna set up my desk, I'm gonna set up the writing space, and then I will catch up with you when I have a bit of a better idea of what I'm actually practically going to start with. I look so tired when I'm holding the camera this close up. So first of all, I'm just gonna be looking over the notes I've already made in my notebook, and I'm gonna write down some ideas, maybe kind of flowchart style, as to what the main plot could be and what any possible subplots could be for each of the characters involved. Okay, I've written the inciting incident. I have gone through how each of the 5 point of view characters react to the inciting incident. However, I kind of cheated a little bit because a few weeks ago I hand drafted the first chapter of the first book in the series because I was so desperate to work on this project and I was super inspired, but I didn't want to actually plan in time to work on it, so I just grabbed a notebook and hand drafted the first chapter. In this book, which I absolutely loved, I just got a real taste of what the story is going to be like. And it just excited me so much. So my inciting incident in the plan is basically what happened in the first chapter. And I didn't know what it would be until I started writing, and then I started writing and I figured it out, because normally that is how I write. I would say that I am a discovery writer and I discover the story as I write. However, because I want to self-publish this series, I want to do my version of fast release, which will be 1 book every 6 months, because I don't think I can write and edit faster than that. But I think I'm estimating it will take me 1 month to write the book, and then possibly 3 to 4 months to edit. Yeah, that's why I need a plan, because if I plan the series, if I plan each book, down to each chapter, I plan the series, I know where it's going, then I should be able to write and release 1 book every 6 months for the next 3 to 4 years. I don't know exactly how long the series is going to be yet. It might be 6 books, it might be 8. And 8 sounds like a lot. That's not a normal length for series, I'm aware of that. But 5 point of view characters is just, it's just a lot. And I want to do each of them justice. I do have a good idea of how long the books in this series will need to be. And I'm estimating the first one, I would like to keep the first one slightly shorter. I'm gonna aim for 80,000. No, I'm not gonna aim for, I think I'm gonna aim for 100,000 words. And I'll tell you why. Because 5 point of view characters, that means if the book is 100,000 words, that is roughly 20,000 words for each character. That is 20,000 words for, and 20,000 words equates to probably roughly 5 chapters. I'm not going to have each whole chapter be just one character. I will be switching point of view probably within scenes, but again, if I am making it as equal as possible, 20,000 words for each character, that adds up to 100,000 words. And then I'm gonna work on the middle event that's gonna change everything, and then I'm gonna work on the end. How do I want the story to end? That's what I'm doing right now. Inciting incident, middle incident that changes everything, and ending. Cheers to finishing the plot overview. Yes, I finished the plot overview. And it's more pages than I thought it would be, but I have an inciting incident. I have all of the characters' reactions to the inciting incident. I have the mid-bit between the inciting incident and the middle of the book. I have the defining instant of change, which is the middle of the book, the thing that drastically changes things and kind of creates a lot of conflict. I have all the characters' reactions to that, and it was at this point that I realized I could write the characters' names in different colors that will be their color for the rest of this, for the rest of the plan, and also when I put all of this information into Scrivener so that I can keep it all. I'm not going to type up everything that I've written out because that would be a waste of time when I've got it written here and it's all really neat. But I do want to put it all into Scrivener because I want to add like the main plot points into Scrivener. This was me like brain splurging onto the page what I want to happen, and then I will extract from this like the essence of the main points to keep it all neat and tidy. So I have all the characters, I can't find the page, reactions to that. Yeah, there's a lot of reactions going on in the middle of the book, and then this is what happens between the middle of the book and the end of the book, and then I have the final climax, the end of the book, and that is the longest section there. And then the characters' reactions to the end of the book are actually pretty short. Now that I have the plot overview, I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to have some lunch, I'm going to do some housework, and then after lunch I'm going to come back and I'm going to work on the chapter by chapter plan. So that will be the actual skeleton plot where I plan chapter by chapter. I'll talk more about that when I come back. So I've had lunch, I'm back in my office, and I've had a bit of a break. It's now 3:30. My husband's gonna be home in a couple of hours. I need to text him to get some food from the store. I need to do that right now. And now what I'm going to do is 2 things. First of all, I'm going to write down all of the plot points that need to happen in the whole of the story. Like at some point in this novel, in book 1 of this series, certain things need to happen. And then the second thing I'm going to do that I really hope I can finish today, I'm going to attempt to create a separate file for each chapter that I plan in Scrivener. It may or may not be Wednesday now. It's Tuesday. I didn't realize it wasn't Monday because I had a really busy day yesterday and it wasn't like a normal day for me, so I kind of forgot that Monday happened. But it's not Wednesday yet. Wednesday is tomorrow. It is Tuesday today. It's Tuesday today. I haven't vlogged since Friday. Okay, so what has been going on? So I'm still planning Golden Ashes. This is my Golden Ashes vlog. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned Golden Ashes as the general series title, not the title of the individual first book, because I haven't planned that far yet. But, so, I had so many notes. I wanted to type them all up in Scrivener, and it took me longer to do that than I thought it would. I just wanted to mostly remind myself of what I wrote, because I made most of those notes 2 years ago, and I actually remembered more than I thought I would. Plus, I was able to tweak a few of the notes and kind of bring it up to date with my current vision for the novel. So, I finished inputting all of the notes into Scrivener, and I kind of really just want to show you exactly what that looks like. First of all, I created a separate document for each chapter which I'm planning. I'm planning 50, and each of them so far have 2 scenes allocated to each chapter, which I'm planning on separating the scenes into separate files so that it's easier for me to keep them like separate and organized and easier to edit. So I did that, and that took a little while because I didn't realize until the end you can actually duplicate files so they're set up the same way. I don't really want to talk about this yet. I started planning a Queen's Sacrifice, which I'm going to make another vlog on very soon, but that is going to be the kind of prequel novella. I created all of the characters and side characters and places, plot points, world building, character notes, and I think that's basically it. I just wanted to show you that just because I love Scrivener and I love how pretty it is and how you can use all of these different colors and really like make it organized and coordinated and just pretty. It makes me so happy to look at it. Yeah, so what I'm doing now is what I said I was going to do in the vlog on Friday that I then didn't have time for because I realized I needed to type up all of my notes. The chapter skeleton plot. So I started writing down some like general plot points I wanted to include in the whole of the first book. Didn't really get too far with that, but it's okay because most of the like plot points I need to include are in the individual character sheets. I did make a page for keeping the characters' relationships straight because some of them get a little bit confusing, like who likes who and who loves who and whose love is unrequited and all of that beautiful stuff. And now I've started my chapter skeleton plot. So far I've got chapter 1 and 2 down, and those are the easiest 2 chapters because I've basically already written the first chapter, which I actually think I might cut out, or when I type it up I might actually not cut it, but like I might change it so that, because it starts where all of the 5 main female characters are in one city and they get told that they have to move to a different city, and I might cut to them just like arriving in the new city and just briefly explain that they've just like arrived, like briefly, because I kind of show in detail them getting told the news they have to move, and then I briefly show them packing up and then they travel there and they're kind of arrived there by chapter 2, but I kind of feel like it's not necessary and I might be able to cut out a lot of the information that I've given and like summarize it a lot better and more succinctly so I can just dive into the plot. Oh, also, I realized today that April is the month of Camp NaNo. I've never done Camp NaNoWriMo before. I've always wanted to, but I've never been just about to start a new project in line with when NaNo is happening. I don't know, the stars have aligned for the first time ever and I'm actually going to be able to take part in Camp NaNoWriMo. So, I know it's just Camp NaNo and not like full NaNo. I don't really know what that means. I need to figure that out, but it is March, so I have plenty of time to do that. I'll probably do like a planning prep video soon, and then I'll be able to vlog all of Camp NaNo while I draft this novel. So all I need to do in the month of March, which I think I already said, is just finish planning the whole first novel, and then I can draft it in April and hopefully finish drafting it in April. can't believe, okay, it is, I've had so many coffees today. It is Wednesday, and I really hoped I would be able to finish planning book 1 of my series Golden Ashes in one day. That was last Friday. I was wrong. It is now Wednesday, but I finally finished. And I feel tired and excited and happy and over the moon because lately it's felt like I've been working so hard on a lot of things that just never seem to end. Like edits for my novel that I've been close to finishing for months now are still not finished, and this is just something that I thought planning would, at least the skeleton plan that I've been working on, just the chapter by chapter, getting the bare bones of the story down, what actually happens. I thought it would take a day because I literally, let me show you. This is the end. The blue is the chapter and the black is what happens in the chapter. Like, it's not long. Like, I'm literally writing like 3 to 4 sentences max for each chapter. And it shouldn't have taken this long, but it did. So right now I feel not even tired, just happy, and I don't know. I guess I am tired, but I'm happy. Anyway, now that I've celebrated, let's talk about how my expectations match up with the final project. So, I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier, but I don't remember because it was several days ago that I filmed it. I made 50 chapter files on Scrivener because I thought I'm planning the story to be around 100,000 words. I want pretty short chapters. 50 chapters means about 2,000 words a chapter. That sounds about right. The story, I don't think the story is going to be much shorter than 100,000 words because the novel that I've completely finished writing, I'm just editing, it was planned to be around 75 to 80,000 words. It's ended up over 90,000 words. So I know what roughly 100,000 words looks like, and I'm pretty sure, I think if I aim for 100,000 words, that sounds right for this project, for this first book. So in planning, I think part of the problem, well, let me tell you what happened first. The plan, the skeleton plot, is 45 chapters long. 45, not 50. But I think that's because the first thing that it is was write down inciting incident, how they react to that, defining incident of change, how the characters all react to that, and then final climax, and how they like react, change, learn from that. Okay, so I had that. Those were the bare bones. I knew roughly, obviously, first inciting incident happens at the very beginning in the first couple chapters. Middle defining incident of change happens around chapter 25, but I decided to start leading into it around chapter 19, chapter 20, and because I felt like a lot of chapters in the first half of the book, a lot happens, but it's all small stuff. And I won't know until I actually write it out whether the small stuff is kind of like exciting enough, like builds enough tension. I hope it will, and I'm going to be very careful to write it in a way that it does, you know, build tension and have stakes. But to me, because I'm looking at it as an overview and as the bare bones of what happens, it just, nothing that big happens in the first half of the book. So I wanted to lead into the defining incident of change sooner rather than later. So that led to the defining incident of change happening sooner than it probably should have. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be. There's no rule saying it has to be slap bang in the middle. And I think in my other novel, The Defining Instant of Change, it doesn't happen at the halfway mark. It happens before the halfway mark. But I think I just didn't have enough like smaller incidents to happen in between the three main plot points. I think if I could do this differently, and with the next book I will do this differently, what I will do is I will make sure I have like as many plot points as possible noted down that I need to fit in somewhere within the book, and that will help me not flounder when I'm not sure what needs to happen next. So the ending happened sooner than I was expecting it to. And I think the beginning chapters look like they're going to be longer than the end chapters, but I'm going to try and redistribute some of this. I think what I'm going to do next, probably not in this video, but what I'm going to do next is type up I'm not going to type up the plan from my notebook onto Scrivener. I'm going to summarize each chapter with just one, possibly two things that happen. Very short, concise notes in Scrivener. When I'm doing that, I will really get to the bones of what happens here, because now that I know the whole plot, I don't need to explore the plot anymore. I have the plot explored. That's what I put in my notebook. When I'm copying it, when I'm writing down the barest bones into Scrivener, that is when I will figure out, okay, what do I need to spread out over more chapters? I'll figure all of that out then. Oh, and one good thing is that I came up with a really good ending. I'm gonna change point of views at the end. The last chapter is gonna be, it might feel a little like an epilogue, even though it's not really an epilogue. It takes place exactly like the next day or something. Haven't really figured out time frames yet either. If you watched this video, thank you so much for watching and for following my journey. I hope you're going to continue to follow my journey, and I hope you're excited to see whether I actually manage to get the first draft of this book done in April. I'm so excited for everything that's to come, and I really hope that you want to follow along with me. Let me know in the comments, like how do you plan your books? Do you plan? Because this is the first book that I've ever like properly planned, so it's a learning process for me. Let me know what your process is, and if you've learned anything from any previous projects that you've written, because I have learned so much from my last novel. And I'm still learning from this one. I've made mistakes that I'm not going to make in book 2. I just feels so good to actually finish a project. Like, one stage in the project feels amazing to actually finish it. Bye-bye. Well, no, I don't want to put it on Scrivener. So I've had like, we'll do that as soon as I finish this clip. I have an inciting time. No, it's not Wednesday. Oh my, what am I thinking? It's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. I haven't vlogged since, oh, there. So, that was unfortunate, but you are okay.